Good morning, everybody. This is the Kia King here at City Kia of Orlando, here in Orlando, Florida. And behind me, you see one of the most exciting models to come from the brand in recent years. This is our 2023 Kia Niro. This specific one is an SX Touring trim, which is the top trim, and it is a hybrid. It's not the plug-in hybrid, it's not the full EV. This one is the hybrid. This is in Cityscape Green, and today I'm gonna show you guys all around this car. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome, and I'm glad you're here. If you've been with this channel for a while, you should know how this goes already, but I appreciate the support, and I'm thankful for all the views that I get from the community and from people all around the world. So if you're interested in seeing more content surrounding the brand Kia, then definitely subscribe to the channel, and I will keep you guys posted. I'm gonna update everything between my YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram. I'm gonna keep everybody updated on news regarding the brand, and I'm gonna show people how-tos in terms of features and everything like that. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell in the top right hand corner to get alerts every time a new video is dropped. Let's get back to the video. Now, big thanks goes to City Kia. So as you guys know, I actually transferred down here from Atlanta, and so now I have all this inventory to actually review for you guys, so that way you can get a first-hand look at the car before you step foot in the dealership. So I'm here down in City Kia of Orlando, so come on by and check out some of our inventory. I'd love to show it to you guys. So let's talk about the front end here. You have an all new headlight design in addition to the all new front fascia, right? This is a full LED headlight unit. Your high beams, your low beams are going to be full LED. Your running light is going to be here integrated into the headlight housing. And if I click the key to show you, you can see it also integrates your indicators, which is really nice. You have the satin trim that goes along the grille. You've got this lower fascia here with satin finishes and the kind of shiny piano black finish here, which is really cool. You will have front parking sensors in addition to rear parking sensors on this model. And you do have fog lights that are integrated down here in the low. I don't know if I want to call this a valence necessarily, but you get the idea. Now, in addition to that, you're going to have radar cruise control in this car. So it's going to have stop and go function as well. So that way you don't have to do much. Just let the car handle all the accelerating and braking for you. And then of course you see the new Kia emblem here up front. So overall, it's definitely a more modern approach to this car. I personally love it. I think it looks so much better than the outgoing model they got with the times, and it looks different, which is really nice. It's good to see Kia going out of boundaries and giving people something that's just very different to offer on the market. So let's look at the wheel set here. So again, the Niros are gonna be front wheel drive, just for those who are curious. But here you see on the SX Touring, you've got this really nice 18-inch wheel. It's gonna be wrapped in Continental tires. Again, these are gonna be low resistant tires to help, of course, with fuel economy. But overall, the wheel itself looks really good. It's a handsome design. It's a very contemporary design, and I personally love that they didn't overstyle it, especially considering the car itself is already pretty bold in styling. So this just kind of helps mellow everything out, and it brings the whole design together. It's a very cohesive design. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. So the back of the Niro is completely brand new for 2023. So the first thing you're going to notice is not only this insane boomerang shaped brake light, this is also going to be your running light here, but look at this giant side blade. It's this beautiful metallic black paint finish, and it just breaks up the rear of the car. It's awesome to see that, because the only other car that comes to mind with this side blade, in my opinion, is the Audi R8. I know a few McLaren models have their own little side blades, but it's stylistically, I think it's awesome. So full LED brake light here. In the lower area here, you do have your reflector housing, but you also have your indicators and your reverse lights integrated in this lower bumper fascia. Like I said earlier, you are gonna have rear parking sensors on this model as well. You've got HEV badging because this one is the hybrid model. It's not the plug-in hybrid, okay? And then in addition to that, you are gonna have this huge third brake light that goes all the way across the top, integrated into the spoiler. Looks really cool there. And then you can see how you have this satin piece broken up by this gloss black, and then of course the tailgate here. And speaking of the tailgate, this thing is now a power tailgate, and it's a smart power tailgate. So as long as you stand behind the car for 3 seconds, don't open it up. but it's a fantastic feature. And then of course you got your backup camera back here. So overall, it's a really, really nice design. I think it's gonna do really well in the market. It's very different, very quirky, but futuristic, and it gets the job done. So there's something I wanna bring to your attention here, okay? Everything on this car is functional, including this whole housing here. So it's gonna be kind of hard to show you this on camera, but I promise you, if you look at one of these in person, you'll see it. This area here is an entire duct. Air goes in from the other side, right behind the rear window, and it goes through and exits out of this brake light area. So of course that's going to be good for aerodynamics, but it's also going to be good to reduce drag and increase fuel economy. So overall, this thing is rocking and rolling with functionality, and it's kind of cool because if I recall, this is a flying buttress, right? If so, that's pretty cool, because the other car that comes to mind with flying buttresses are like the Ford GT and the BMW i8, which is pretty cool. And yes, that's right, I'm probably the first person who's ever compared a Kia Niro to a Ford GT. This one I'm gonna do point of view. So this is gonna be actually the trunk here to this new Niro. It is power lift gate now. That's the first time they've ever offered it on a Niro. And you can see it's got quite a bit of space back here. You got my camera bag here. You can see you got quite a bit of space back here. The seats fold down via these levers here on top, but overall it's a nicer load floor than what you had in the previous body style Niros. And then if you actually bring this up, you got a tire inflation kit there, or a tire mobility kit for lack of better terms. And then I believe that is the sub to the Harman Kardon surround sound. So overall, you're gonna find a lot of good space back here. And it's also really nice that that is a power lift gate. So you can just press this and it closes right on up. So for those who are wondering, for one, yes, the sun is in my eyes. So it's about 7:45 in the morning. But this backseat space is fantastic, right? So this seat is moved a tiny bit forward, but again, you can see I've got a whole nother, realistically, probably a whole foot in front of my knees. I've got a ton of headroom here, and honestly, this isn't too short here. So if you got people who don't want to hit their heads getting out of the car, I think you'll be fine. So overall, space back here is really, really nice. So let me show you what you get back here in the back seat of the 2023 Niro SX Touring. So honestly, there's nothing too crazy going on back here, right? So the interior on this one is going to be a synthetic leather, vegan to be specific. For those who are curious, the best way I was explained, and please don't flame me for this, but instead of like a lot of plastic polymers to help create the synthetic leather, this one is actually made with plant-based materials. Again, take that with a grain of salt, don't flame me for it. But back here you do have vents for the rear passengers. You do have USB-Cs built into the seat backs here, so they keep you connected here in the back seat as well. Now, there's a sunroof in the car, but it's in the front. It's not a full panoramic sunroof. And then up here, you do have full LED interior lighting. You got your O-crab handles built into the roof, of course, something you would expect in any car. And then you will have these little pouches here on both back seats. And yes, it is on both back seats for those who are curious. On the doors, you are going to have individual cup holders on both sides. And then you do have speakers back here with the Harman Kardon surround sound system. And then as far as seating, so it can seat 5 back here. You got cup holders that you can pull out. Pretty common amongst most cars. And then the rear seats, they do fold in a 60-40 split fashion. Now I'm going handheld for this one because I want to take you guys along for the ride here. So this is the interior here. So for one, you do have that power tailgate. Like I said earlier, you've got this new, pretty much a 2-spoke steering wheel borrowed from the EV6, which looks incredible. Over here on the door panel, you are going to have your memory seats, power folding mirrors. Of course, you got all your power switch gear here, and then satin finishes for the door handles with a little gloss black trim. Harman Kardon surround sound system. Like I said earlier, you do have a power driver's seat. The passenger seat is going to be a manual. And then you can see here, the seating materials are just beautiful. So let's take a look at the infotainment system. So you can see here, you do have this dual touch bar that's borrowed from some of our other models like our Sportage and our EV6. You see it's the climate controls now, dual zone climate controls, but it's easy because you can simply tap on this and it brings you to the infotainment controls, so you can control this beautiful, beautiful infotainment screen. Now you can see, you can scroll to the right. It's actually a pretty quick reacting infotainment screen in the world of laggy screens. So if you guys are curious about that, you're in good hands. You'll have hybrid menus, map navigation menus, quiet mode, which will turn off the rear speakers, so that way you can keep listening to what you want if you've got people sleeping in the back. And then here you got a digital gauge cluster in front of you. Your speed, your RPMs are showed as well. In addition, you can see EV and ready. So EV just lets you know the car is just running on full battery right now, so the engine is not on. And you can see the temperature of the battery there. I hit the wiper. And then you can see the fuel tank on the left hand side there. Now look over here, you will have full automatic windshield wipers now. So you just put them in the automatic position and then you never have to worry about it again. Of course, you're going to have automatic lighting here. That's no surprise. Again, full LED in the back. You've got your paddle shifters here. And then one thing I will say compared to other Kia models is everything is reversed on the steering wheel now. So you got your radar cruise control here, your lane safety, and then of course the switch, hit the camera there, but the switch to go through the different menus there. So that's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for some, but oh well. You got your mode selector here for the radio and or any preset that you set it to. The star for Kias and pretty much for our infotainment system, those are custom buttons, so pretty much a programmable button. You got your volume switch with a mute button, your previous and next track, and then you've got your answer button for the car. Down here you do have your drive mode selector. It is on the steering wheel here, so that's something to make note of there, which is actually really cool. And then getting down here, it's going to be hard to see. Let me see if I can illuminate that a little bit. It's not working too much, but your wireless phone charger is here, but there's also something that you can put there called the digital key. That is brand new to Kia because Hyundai's had it for a few years. Now they're bringing it to us. Now, start stop button is here. I'm gonna go over the digital key in a little bit, don't worry. And then you got your controls for your heated and ventilated seats here, which is really cool. Heated steering wheel, your auto hold or brake hold, as some might know. And then over here you can see the same controls for the passenger seats. And then you got your parking sensor button there, and then your camera button as well. Your electronic parking brake is right here. And then of course your shifter for this 6-speed dual clutch transmission. And then last but not least, you do have your cup holders here. And if you push this, boom, you got pretty much a smaller little inset circle there. Now, I know I was talking about the digital key earlier, right? So what is that? Essentially, it is a card. Think of it like a credit card, but the card can actually unlock and lock the car, and you can even use it to start the vehicle. And that's why in the wireless phone charger, you'll see something that says NFT, and you can actually lay the car on there and it'll actually register to the car and start the car up. It's pretty sick. But there's also something else. You can actually add it to your phone in your Apple Wallet or whatever have you, and you can use your phone to actually get inside the car and start it up as well. We are becoming a more connected society, and we are relying more and more on our phones, and it's just cool to see brands embrace that. So Kia's got it, Hyundai's got it. It's an awesome feature. I can't wait to play around with it in the Niro and in our upcoming Telluride and upcoming vehicles. So stay tuned for that. But the last thing I want to touch on in regards to that is the keyless entry system in this car. So essentially, Kia has ditched the physical button on the handle. So now you just have this imprint, and all you do is when you want to lock the car, you're just going to rest your finger on there. Right now the car's on, so let me actually turn it off for you. So again, all you have to do if you want to lock the car, just rest your finger there, locks it. Notice you got power folding mirrors here, which is also a little party trick there too. Really cool to see that on an economy branded hybrid. Now, if you want to unlock the car, just simply put your hand on here, car unlocks, and you're good to go. Now, a lot of people are probably going to be like, oh, a lot of cars have had that for years. This is true, but again, Kia went from a button to now just simply capacitive touch. And that, I think, is just showing the brand's trying to accommodate the masses. So overall, I'm really happy with that. Now, for those who are curious, the powertrain has not changed much on this body style Niro. So this one being the normal HEV, you've got a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder motor tied to a battery powertrain. Now, combined output is about 139 horsepower. It is mated to a 6-speed dual clutch transmission, so that way it gives you a more engaged driving feel, but it can also yield better fuel economy. So you're probably wondering, what fuel economy can I average? Well, you'll be in the 40s highway, and then in the city you can get up to 51 to 53 miles per gallon. Now, in previous body style Niros, the highest I ever saw was 55 miles per gallon out of a normal hybrid Niro. Okay, so you can get fantastic gas mileage out of these things. It's awesome. So that's kind of my hot take there. Nothing much more to really talk about here. And that is my walkthrough on the all-new 2023 Kia Niro SX Touring Hybrid. This is a fantastic car. I think it looks fantastic as well. Fantastic is the word of the day if you haven't heard. It's very different, very bold in styling, excellent fuel economy, and overall it's pretty spacious. It's really nice if you want to go on road trips or just want to stay in the city. And then it offers you a lot of luxury for not so big price. So MSRP on this one can range between $36,000 and $37,000 depending on accessories on the vehicle. Here at City Kia, we have a few of these Niros in stock currently, including this very cityscape green one. So if you're curious about it, take a peek and come see me, the Kia King. My name is Austin, and I'll see you guys later.